Why are leaves on Christmas cactus turning red? Main causes and solutions. Why are the leaves of a Christmas cactus turning red? Today, we are going to discuss the topic of Christmas cactus, specifically why its leaf segments are turning red. This is a very frequent question I get asked in the comments. Let's get to the bottom of why this reddening occurs and what it means for the plant. Can it be a sign of a problem and what to do in such a situation? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It would be my pleasure. So, let's take a look at the 5 main reasons why segments on a Christmas cactus can turn red. Overcooling. Overcooling is the most common cause of reddening segments in Christmas cactus. Many people know that the Christmas cactus responds well to a drop in temperature, and this is often even necessary for it to bloom. However, if the temperature drops too sharply, especially below 6 degrees Celsius, the Christmas cactus can freeze, which is manifested by reddening of its segments. The segments of the Christmas cactus become slightly flaccid and dull after hypothermia, as if they have lost their turgor. If your cactus is affected by this, move it to a warm room immediately, but avoid sudden changes in temperature. Put it close to a heat source, but do not heat it too much. The temperature should be increased gradually so that the flower will tolerate the change in conditions without stress. Over time, the red segments will turn green again. Overwatering. Another common cause of reddening Christmas cactus segments is overwatering. It is better to underwater your Christmas cactus than to overwater it, as this flower is very afraid of excess moisture. Overwatering leads to rotting of the roots, because of which they cease to fully function and provide the plant with the necessary nutrients. As a result, the segments become sluggish and turn red. If cold air currents start blowing on the plant, this can also contribute to reddening of the segments due to overwatering. Therefore, it is important to monitor your watering regimen and avoid excessive moisture to keep your Christmas cactus healthy. Sunburns. The third main cause of reddening segments in Christmas cactus is sunburn. Although we are used to calling Schlumbergera a forest cactus, it is not like the common cacti we are used to seeing. The forest cactus, appropriately enough, grows deep in the rainforests of Brazil and is well protected from direct sunlight. Usually, the sun's rays only slightly penetrate through the foliage and reach it, and they must not be too bright and direct. Otherwise, burns are bound to appear, which will be reflected in the reddening of the segments of the Christmas cactus, sometimes even causing them to become flaccid and dry. However, this does not mean that the Christmas cactus should be placed in dark corners. The light should be bright, but not direct. Lack of fertilizer. Another reason your Christmas cactus may turn red is a lack of phosphorus. It is important to fertilize your Christmas cactus on a regular basis. Feeding the flower is especially important during the pre-bloom period, when bud formation begins. During the month and a half before flowering begins, when the Christmas cactus lacks phosphorus, its segments may also turn slightly red. Pay attention to your fertilizer and make sure it contains enough phosphorus to keep your Christmas cactus healthy and beautiful. Young leaves. Another harmless and even pleasurable aspect of Christmas cactus segments turning red is the formation of new young leaves. When these young segments first begin to develop, they usually have a slightly reddish hue. As the leaf grows, it gradually takes on the natural green color for the Christmas cactus. So, I would like to reiterate that reddening of Christmas cactus segments, except when they are just starting to grow, is not a normal process. You need to identify the cause of this phenomenon: overcooling, sunburn, lack of fertilizer, in particular phosphorus, improper watering regimen. These are the most common errors that can cause segments to turn red. If you have this problem, correct one of these mistakes and the segments will turn green again. However, if you have severely chilled your flower and the segments are severely damaged, you may need to remove them down to the healthy part. They will then be able to recover. If you have overwatered your flower so much that the root system has begun to rot, it will be extremely difficult to save the plant. You may have to say goodbye to it, as it will already be difficult to restore it. In some cases, you can try to save the plant by unscrewing the segments and trying to root them in the soil. Subscribe, give me a like, and stay tuned for more interesting videos. Your support means a lot to me.